Welcome to today's explainer. You know that little moment of panic when you walk into a restaurant and realize you're gonna have to order your food in English? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're taking all the guesswork out of dining out. We are going to master the meal by breaking down the exact, practical phrases you need for a perfectly smooth experience. We're gonna take a real-world dialogue, tear it down, and rebuild your confidence so you know precisely what to say and exactly when to say it.
So here is our roadmap for today. 1. Ordering a meal. 2. Essential ordering vocabulary. 3. Asking for the bill. And 4. Key payment phrases. Let's just jump right in. All right, let's kick things off by taking a look at the actual dialogue sheet we're using as our guide today. This is our authentic source material, a really practical practice sheet designed for real-world application. Think of this explainer like a magnifying glass, right? We are going to zoom in on the specific text, lifting the absolute most crucial exchanges right off the page so you can truly internalize them.
Part 1. Ordering a meal. Starting the journey. Okay, I want you to set the scene in your mind. Imagine you've just walked into a fantastic restaurant. You've been seated at your table, you've got the menu in your hands, and your waiter approaches. This is where the magic happens. So let's listen to how this conversation naturally kicks off. The waiter gives that classic opening prompt. Good evening, may I take your order? Take a moment to just absorb that. It's polite, it's standard, and it signals that it's your turn to speak. Now look at the customer's response. Yes, I'd like fried rice and orange juice. Notice how direct, yet perfectly polite that is. The customer doesn't just blurt out fried rice, they frame it beautifully. I want you to mentally practice that rhythm right now. Yes, I'd like.
Let's keep that narrative arc going. You've ordered your main dish, and the waiter asks, anything else? You politely decline with a no thank you. But then the waiter follows up with a very tempting offer. Would you like some dessert? To which the customer enthusiastically replies, yes, please, I'd like some ice cream. Again, look at the natural flow of this conversation. It's this wonderful little dance of polite questions leading into clear, structured answers.
Part 2. Essential ordering vocabulary. Pausing to dissect.
Let's hit pause and step out of the restaurant for a brief second to actually build your toolkit out of that conversation. The absolute crucial point here is the customer's phrase, I'd like. Guys, this is the golden key to ordering in English. It essentially translates to I want or I request, but it does so in a way that is incredibly polite. It's just a quick contraction of I would like. Take a second and just say it out loud to yourself wherever you are listening from. I'd like. Honestly, mastering this one simple phrase instantly elevates your conversational English.
And this brilliantly illustrates the flip side of the conversation. When the waiter says, would you like, they are setting the standard for polite inquiries in a service setting. Whether they're asking about dessert, drinks, or appetizers, this is your cue that you are being offered a choice. Recognizing this phrase instantly helps you anticipate exactly what the waiter expects from you next.
Now, a really interesting word that popped up in our dialogue is certainly. Right after the customer says no thank you to anything else, the waiter replies, certainly. It basically means sure or of course. It's used by the waiter to professionally and positively affirm your request. It's a fantastic, high-level vocabulary word that shows excellent service and complete agreement.
Next up is literally everyone's favorite word to hear at a restaurant. Dessert. This simply refers to the sweet item served at the very end of a meal. And a quick tip, notice the double S in the spelling? That's what makes it different from a sandy desert. Ice cream, cake, fruit, the second you hear dessert, you know the sweet part of the meal has arrived.
Finally, to wrap up our vocabulary dissection, we have the phrase, in a few minutes. The waiter says, I'll bring your order in a few minutes. This is all about setting expectations, right? It tells you the timeline of when your food will arrive. It's not immediate, but you won't be waiting forever either. It's the perfect concluding sentence to the whole ordering process.
Part 3. Asking for the bill. Wrapping up the meal. Okay, the meal was delicious, the plates are completely empty. Let's look at how to get the waiter's attention to smoothly and politely ask to pay. You start with a simple, excuse me, then the essential question, could I have the bill please? It is direct, it's clear, and perfectly respectful. And just like before, look at the waiter's prompt response. Certainly, here you are. Boom, the transaction is initiated flawlessly.
But wait, before you just hand over your money, the customer naturally asks, how much is it? To which the waiter replies, it's 250 baht, please. 250. There it is, the exact cost of the meal. By asking how much is it, you take total control of the payment process.
You're ensuring you know exactly what the total comes to before you hear, "Here you are," as you hand over your cash or card.
To cap off our mini story, the payment is complete, and we have this very pleasant exchange of parting wishes. The waiter says, "Thank you. Have a nice day." And the customer leaves a wonderful final impression by saying, "Thank you. The food was delicious." Complimenting the food is just a fantastic way to end the interaction warmly and confidently.
Part 4. Key Payment Phrases. Final Review. Let's gather all those vital takeaways from the end of the meal and put them onto one screen for a quick review. Here are your 5 essential post-meal phrases. First, "Could I have the bill, please?" This is your go-to phrase to initiate payment. Second, "Here you are." That's what you say when handing over your menu, your credit card, or your cash. Third, "How much is it?" Absolutely crucial for confirming the total price. Fourth, "Have a nice day." The polite send-off you'll often hear and can totally use yourself. And fifth, "The food was delicious." The perfect compliment to round out a great dining experience. Every single one of these phrases contributes directly to your overall confidence when dining out.
So, we've walked through the entire shebang, right? From sitting down and saying, "I'd like," all the way to finishing up and asking, "Could I have the bill, please?" You now have the exact blueprint for a flawless restaurant interaction. Which brings me to one final question for you. Are you ready to order your next meal? Because with these phrases in your toolkit, you absolutely are. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and hey, enjoy your next dining out experience.